news analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business TV Abuja. Good afternoon and many thanks for joining us. I am Umike Joseph Matthew. The headlines. Senate holds emergency plenary amid outrage over Electoral Act amendments. Nigeria ranked 36th world's most corrupt country in 2025. My disagreement with Tinubu was never personal, so says El-Rufai. And on the foreign scene, Macron urges Europe to invest in strategic sectors in Greenland. Details of the stories after the break. Do stay with us. The Senate will on Tuesday hold an emergency plenary session following growing national outrage over its handling of amendments to the Electoral Act, especially the controversial removal of the clause mandating real-time electronic transmission of election results. The extraordinary sitting comes less than a week after the passage of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2026. The move follows mounting pressure from civil society organizations, opposition leaders, labor unions, professional bodies, regional stakeholders, and a growing youth movement, some of whom have taken protest to the gates of the National Assembly. Senate President Godswill Akpabio is expected to preside over the session, which will be attended by the remaining 105 senators. Former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has explained the reasons behind his reported differences with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, insisting that the disagreement had nothing to do with personal issues. Speaking during an interview on Trust TV, El-Rufai said he and President Tinubu never shared a close personal relationship, noting that his support for Tinubu's presidential ambition was based on principle, not personal affinity. According to him, once Tinubu emerged victorious at the All Progressives Congress primaries, he remained committed to party unity and worked to support the party's candidate. El-Rufai, however, said his differences with the president were rooted in contrasting governance philosophies, stressing that these fundamental disagreements shaped their relationship. He added that even if he had accepted the ministerial position publicly offered to him by Tinubu, he would eventually have exited the government because of those deep philosophical differences. The federal government has ruled out a blanket suspension of mining activities across northern Nigeria, despite calls by northern governors and traditional rulers for a 6-month halt as part of efforts to address insecurity in the region. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, made this known during an interaction with the National Daily in Abuja, warning that a total shutdown of mining operations would have serious economic consequences for both the north and the country. His position conveyed through his special assistant on media, Shegun Tomori, noted that the federal government carefully weighed security concerns against the economic realities of ongoing mining and mineral processing activities. Alake explained that several strategic industrial facilities depend directly on mining operations in the north, and added that following engagement with the federal government, northern governors have begun to reconsider their earlier call for a total ban on mining activities. To corruption matters now, Transparency International has once again ranked Nigeria as the 36th most corrupt country in the world in its 2025 Corruption Perceptions Index. The ranking shows that Nigeria slipped from 140th position in 2024 to 147 out of 182 countries assessed in 2025, where a lower ranking indicates higher levels of perceived corruption. Despite the decline, Nigeria retained its position as the 36th most corrupt country globally, sharing the spot with Cameroon, Guatemala, Guinea, Kazakhstan, and Papua New Guinea, all of which scored 26 points. The latest ranking was released on Tuesday via Transparency International's official website. Denmark emerged as the least corrupt country with a score of 89 points, followed by Finland with 88 points, Singapore with 84 points, and New Zealand with 81 points. No African country made the top 10 list, which was dominated largely by European nations. You're still watching news analysis right here on Politics and Business Television, Abuja. Still to come, Amaechi joins protesters at National Assembly over Electoral Act. Details of this and more after the break. Stay with us. You're welcome back to the program. A former Rivers State governor and ex-minister of transportation, Rotimi Amaechi, on Tuesday joined protesters at the National Assembly complex in Abuja, demanding the mandatory inclusion of real-time electronic transmission of election results in the proposed Electoral Act amendment. In the video shared on Tuesday by ex-user #Imran Mohammed, Amaechi was seen standing side by side with protesters, clamoring that their demands are met. The protest comes amid ongoing controversies surrounding the amendments of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill ahead of the 2027 general elections, particularly over whether the Independent National Electoral Commission should be mandated to transmit results electronically in real time from polling units. We reported on Monday that former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, had also joined the protesters, lending his voice to calls for electoral transparency and credibility. And now to the world of business.
The Corporate Affairs Committee
we sincerely apologize for that technical hitch there. We'll bring you that business report in our subsequent bulletin. And we'll quickly take you now to the foreign scene, as French President Emmanuel Macron has urged Europe to significantly increase investment in strategic sectors or risk being swept aside amid growing competition from the United States and China. He made a call in an interview published on Tuesday with several European and international publications. Macron warned that U.S. threats and intimidation were not over and cautioned European leaders against complacency. Speaking ahead of an EU meeting on competitiveness this week, he advocated simplifying and deepening the EU's single market, while also calling for the diversification of the bloc's trade partnership. The French leader said the European Union needs about 1.2 trillion euros annually in public and private investments, covering areas such as green and digital technologies, defense, and security. He also renewed his long-standing call for common European debt, an idea backed by France but opposed by several other European member states. And now to the world of sports, we now join the
and welcome to your PNB Sports Update. I'm Aaron Cotton. Here are the top stories making headlines across the world of sports. African club football is heating up as the race for the continental glory takes shape. In the CAF Champions League, Al Ahly, Pyramids FC and Stade Malien have all secured their places in the quarterfinals of the 2025-2026 season, reinforcing their status as major contenders on the continent. Meanwhile, attention also turns to the CAF Confederations Cup, where USM Alga, Olympique de Safi, Sao Belouizdad and Otto Dioyo have booked their spots in the quarterfinals, setting up an exciting knockout phase with strong North and Central African representation. Over in the United States, the Seattle Hawks have celebrated a historic night after being crowned the 2026 Super Bowl champions, lifting the Lamborghini Trophy for the second time in the club's history. The triumph also carries African pride with players of African heritage including Boye Mafe, Nike Mawori, Uchenna Nwosu, Jacko Smith and Jerry Milroe, all part of the championship winning roster, highlighting Africa's growing influence in the NFL. And in the English Premier League, attention shifts to a busy round of fixtures as Chelsea face Leeds United, Manchester United take on West Ham, Tottenham square up against Newcastle, while Everton welcome Bournemouth with crucial points on the line across the table. Well, that's your PNB Sports Update. I'm Aaron Cotton. Stay tuned to PNB TV for more breaking stories and in-depth analysis.
And that was Sports Day from Aroko Tom. And I will take you back to our business segments. Of course, the Corporate Affairs Commission says it has now recorded about 10,000 business registration requests daily, following the deployment of artificial intelligence across each service delivery platform. The Registrar General of the CAC, Hussaini Magaji, disclosed this during an anniversary lecture marking the Commission's 35th anniversary on Monday in Abuja. Here is the report.
Commission says it has received about 10,000 business registration requests every day since introducing artificial intelligence into its operations. The Registrar General of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Hussaini Magaji, made this known on Monday in Abuja during a lecture held to mark the Commission's 35th anniversary. He explained that the use of AI has helped the Commission handle the increasing number of registrations and customer requests more efficiently. Magaji added that business registrations have risen because of tax reforms, government policies encouraging informal businesses to register, and the rapid growth of digital and social media-based businesses.
Judge of the Federal High Court, represented by CR of the Federal High Court, the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Ambassador Nurarini, the Director General Nema Hajas Waja, the Director General of Sugar Development Council, Dr. Tumabaki, my brother, the MD of Oil and Gas Free Trade Zone, Haji Mahmoud Kachada, the Director General of Free of Public Procurement, BPP.
The Registrar General explained that managing such volumes will be impossible through manual processes, adding that AI had become critical to improving speed, accuracy, and efficiency. He said the CAC had evolved from a single manual office in Abuja in 1991 into a fully digital end-to-end corporate registry providing services globally on a 24-hour basis. The CSC boss said that despite the initial challenges experienced during the transition to an AI-driven portal in 2025, the reforms were already yielding positive results. He also announced a collaboration between the CAC and Google aimed at strengthening the Commission's technology framework and further improving ease of doing business in Nigeria. According to him, the partnership will enhance portal performance, system reliability, and service turnaround time. For Politics and Business Television, I am Omike Joseph Matthew reporting.
Thank you very much for that report. So welcome back to the focus of the day, right here on the Politics and Business Television. Now, today we turn the spotlight on the Nigerian Judiciary, following a troubling allegation by the president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Afam Osigwe, son. He recently claimed that many court judgments are influenced by the highest bidder rather than the weight of evidence presented before the courts. This allegation has sparked widespread concern and debate about the integrity of the justice system and the rule of law in Nigeria. To examine this issue and its implications more closely, a legal practitioner will be joining me to discuss this critical and timely subject. Stay with us, and we'll be back after this break. You're welcome back to the program. This is, of course, Focus today on Politics and Business Television, right in Abuja, Nigeria. So we're looking at the topic Justice for Sale, examining allegations of corruption in the Nigerian judiciary. And today I've been joined by a legal practitioner who, of course, will be doing justice to this very topic today with me. I have a barrister who will be joining me shortly virtually. So we'll be back to, of course, reconnect the connection with him virtually for us to start the discussion in earnest. So welcome back to the focus right here on Politics and Business Television. Of course, it's still the news analysis. And we have Barrister Salisu Zegal joining us virtually this afternoon. Warm welcome to the program. Barrister Salisu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you all.
All right. It's nice having you on the program. And without wasting time, it appears that there is a corruption allegation in the judiciary, where, of course, you belong. What's your take when you heard the Nigerian Bar Association president laying these allegations that justice appears to be for sale in the judiciary or in our courts?
Yes, I have even read it over the social media in the late hours yesterday over this allegation during the memorial lecture in Enugu, organized by Association of
Sorry about that technical hitches there. We apologize for that holdback.
CDOC,
I hope that
whereby
Senior
can
you hear me?
agree with him. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Go ahead with your thoughts. Go ahead with your
Please,
thoughts.
can you hear? Did you hear my introduction? Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Involved in this kind of practice of giving a favor or gift to place business. Yes, you can find it out in the health sector, you can find it out in the police, you can find out education, whereby some students are seeking for an admission to get interest in the university, you have to give your baby, give the gratification, yes, to get admission, okay, to get a high score.
Yes, Barrister Zigao, hello.
So maybe, yes.
Yeah, like, are you trying to justify the allegation from a prominent lawyer, who of course is the president of the bar or of the bench, who is saying that there is corruption in in the system, but you are saying that no, we still have corruption in other sectors, or other sectors of the economy, so it's not just the judiciary, and is that a justification? Very quickly.
Yes, what I'm trying to say, yes, I agree with some of this work with justifications. Yes. Yes, I agree with him with justification. My point justification is that when there's a corruption in judiciary, it's different from corruption in the judiciary and by the laws, it's different from corruption by the police or education or health sector. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
When there is corruption in the judiciary, the fabric of the society is completely devastated. To such extent, I agree with the landed senior, that person of the because if there's a corruption is the judiciary, like I already stated, is different from corruption in the police or in the education. Because that kind of system, you can't even do anything. It can affect everything. There is not any sector that is not even affected. So based on such reason, I totally agree with Matthew as a society. Based on that, there's a provision under section 15, subsection 5 of the Nigerian Constitution. Because of the importance of fighting corruption in Nigeria, the code is even clearly stated under section 15, subsection 5 of the Nigerian Constitution, whereby the government is even determined to fight corruption and abuse of power.
Okay.
So when you say this kind of thing, abuse of power, it does not mean whether in the judiciary, whether in the health sector, whether in any other sector or agency of the government. It's completely even determined to fight corruption and abuse of power everywhere. This provision, you can find similar provision under even code of conduct, Federal Character Commission. There are so many provisions which determine to have this kind of act of corruption in Nigeria. So based on that reason, like I said, when there's a corruption institution, it's not corruption in the one institution or organization. It affects the public of the society completely. It just might even affect the rule of law. When the rule of law is strong and further devastated, so the society cannot stand. So based on that, I say I was facing massive Afam Osigwe based on that point.
Okay.
Yes, despite the fact that we have this environment, when you say what's defined is how often a citizen can be assaulted. Because that's when you say worse, there's a difference between frequency and maybe volume. Frequency of corruption is different from volume of corruptions. What I mean here, for the sake of analysis, the value of the frequency of corruptions is found in the police and other sector, whereby it's daily activity that everybody can see and manifest. So that's why a lot of people are citing examples of police, because it's something that people are seeing, that even seeing it if you go to bail or if they're on the checkpoint, it's something that you can see if somebody is given money. But the corruption in the judiciary is not something that is hidden. Yes, it's not something
All right.
that everybody sees.
Okay.
One of the police, maybe if the police take 1 naira or 20 naira per naira, the judiciary they are talking about millions, hundreds of millions.
Yes, I understand, Barrister. Time is not on our side, and at a point we are losing you from the frame of the picture. So if you can, steady yourself there. Okay, I think it's better now. It's better now. So, what concrete reforms are needed to restore credibility and integrity to the Nigerian judiciary? Because you have admitted that at least yes, there are some forms of corruption in the system.
The form of reforms the judiciary are trying, because there is a LCP, Legal Practitioner Disciplinary Committee. They are fighting corruption based on legal aspect of it. There are so many aspects within the legal profession that are ready and willing to fight corruption. And even recently, the NJC Nigerian, maybe the NJC Nigerian NJC too, they are trying to fight corruption on their own part, whereby the discipline and errant judges who is found maybe corrupt will be dealt with. You see the cases of so many senior judges are being suspended, some are being sacked. So then as the judiciary are trying, legal profession are trying. Even recently, it's our continuum of judges. Recently, the agency they look at implementation. If that you have an evidence against maybe somebody who wants to be aspired to be a judge, you have any grounds against me, you can write a petition, and the agency is ready to listen. So these are some of the measures that the maybe agencies or regulator of these sectors they are trying, they are doing in order to minimize or curb corruption in the system.
All right. So, how does lastly, how does corruption in the judiciary affects investment in a country like Nigeria, for example?
And like I said from my own introduction, when there's a corruption, nothing will work. Not only investing, even what they call it, there's nothing will work. Even the electricity that we are finding, the money set aside for the maybe electricity supply in the country, it won't work because the money will go to somebody's budget. Construction works building network work, or hospital will not work because some people will corner that money, mean for the public consumptions. Understand? But there's nothing wrong when there's corruption. The system completely will be devastated when there's corruption. Not any sector will work. Justice will not work. Defense will not work. Even social, anything that is not sector will work when there's corruption. Because the money set aside for that work, it will be diverted to few individuals.
All right.
So corruption will not even affect the building. It will affect the fabric of the society.
All right.
Completely.
Okay. Thank you.
There's no sector that is not that will not affect it.
All right. Thank you very, very much, Barrister Salisu Zigal, for joining us on News Analysis this afternoon, right here on Politics and Business Television. Thank you very much. Okay, and that has been Barrister Salisu Zigal joining us today, examining allegations of corruption in the Nigerian judiciary. And this has been our focus today. Stay with us as we keep asking the tough, questions. And but before we go, let's quickly wrap up the show by bringing you the headlines once more. Senate holds emergency plenary amid outrage over Electoral Act amendments. Nigeria ranked 36th world's most corrupt country in 2025. And my disagreement with Tinubu was never personal, so says El-Rufai, the former governor of Kaduna State. And from the foreign scene, we told you that Macron, the French president, has urged Europe to invest in strategic sectors in Greenland. I'm Omike Joseph Matthew saying thank you for watching, and of course, hope that you join us same time tomorrow right here. God bless you. Bye-bye.